The Calvert County, Maryland Commissioners' Reports is a headline news podcast provided in part by the Communications and Media Relations Division. Commissioners' Reports is a summary of the agenda and outcomes of regular Calvert County Board of County Commissioners meetings, as well as related public information and events. Hello, and welcome to Commissioners' Reports. I'm your host, Kevin G. Schmidt. In this week's Calvert County Board of County Commissioners meeting, public service announcements. Commissioner President Hance reminds citizens to pause in observance of Memorial Day to reflect on the price of freedom. Consider our military, their families, and those who made the ultimate sacrifice to protect this country without hesitation in the face of any challenge or threat. June 1st is the official start of hurricane season, which continues through October. Many natural disasters occur with little notice. Take control over the emergency by building your own emergency plan using the Calvert Prepare app, available in the Apple App Store and Google Play. Proclamations. Rick Albert Cox recognition. Rick Albert Cox was an upstanding citizen of Calvert County who led a life full of compassion and dedication to service. Rick was born September 9, 1955, to Anne and Charles Cox. He proudly worked long hours tending crops alongside his family. He earned a degree in political science from the Western Maryland College in Westminster, Maryland. Upon graduation, he began work at the Housing Authority of Calvert County, where he faithfully served his community for 45 years until his passing. The BOCC extend its deepest condolences to the Cox and White families for the loss of Rick Cox. Northern High School Girls Indoor Track recognition. The 2022-2023 Northern High School Girls Track and Field team was the 2022-2023 Southern Maryland Athletic Conference East Regional Champions and won the 3A Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association Indoor Track Championship. This was the fourth time the Northern Track and Field team won the indoor state title. Members of the 2022-2023 Northern High School Girls Track and Field team were Everlyn Argelis, Nicole Bissett, Noelle Blackman, Gentry Bowie, Caitlin Bradford, Annie Campbell, Gabby Cope, Moxie Dyro, Maya Halbert, Gail Henderson, Kathleen Jenkins, Allie Johnson, Tawny Lillard, Ayanna Mackle, Trinity Morris, Ella Messia, Charlie Platter, Destiny Ryan, Jasmine Simpson, and Katie Thompson. Northern High School Boys Indoor Track recognition. The 2022-2023 Northern High School Boys Track and Field team was the 2022-2023 Southern Maryland Athletic Conference champions and won the 3A Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association Indoor Track Championship. This is the first time since 1983 that Northern Track and Field won the indoor state title. Members of the 2022-2023 Northern High School Boys Track and Field team were Tyler Brown, Calvert Burkholder, Nathan Cheney, Austin Dew, Camden Globitz, Miles Halbert, Jackson Jacobs, Bradley Jenkins, Holden Lee, Rajariki Lewis, Jason Snyder, Gavin Stevens, Gavin Thipin, Jordan Tuck, Thomas Twetton, Josh Wilson, and Connor Yakamini. The Northern High School Boys and Girls Track and Field team was led and supported by head coach Josh Dawson and assistant coaches John Erdahl, Daryl Quick, Kemi May, and Samantha Cole. State Championship Wrestler Brianna Holcomb recognition. Brianna Holcomb, a senior at Northern High School, won the Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association 2023 3A State Championship in wrestling, 130 pound. During the 2022-2023 school year, Brianna received these additional honors. 2023 3A South Region Champion, a first place finish in the quote, "Who's number one," end quote, wrestling tournament, and a sixth place finish in the Southern Maryland Athletic Conference tournament. Brianna was selected as team captain and received a Patriot Award from the Northern High School wrestling coaching staff. Brianna ended her senior year as a two-time back-to-back state champion. State Championship Wrestler Drew Montgomery recognition. Drew Montgomery, a sophomore at Northern High School, won the Maryland Public Secondary Schools Athletic Association 2023 3A State Championship in wrestling, 113 pounds. Drew received these additional honors: 2023 3A South Region Champion, 2023 champion of the Southern Maryland Athletic Conference Tournament, and champion of the 29th Annual Patriot Classic Wrestling Tournament. Drew was selected as team captain by the Northern High School wrestling coaching staff and is ending his season undefeated with a 44-0 record. Brianna and Drew were both led and supported by Coach John Battle. State Championship shot put competitor Annie Campbell recognition. Annie Campbell, a student at Northern High School, achieved remarkable success in the sport of track and field. She showcased her exceptional skills by earning the titles of Maryland Public Secondary School Athletic Association 2022-2023 3A South Indoor Regional Champion and Southern Maryland Athletic Conference Champion in shot put. State Gymnastics Champion Natalia Nazal recognition. Natalia participated in the 2023 Virginia State Level 9 Gymnastics Championships, receiving first place on the uneven bars, naming her the 2023 Virginia State Champion. Natalia was then invited to participate in the 2023 Region 7 Level 9 Gymnastics Championships in Virginia Beach, Virginia, receiving third place on vault, fourth place on uneven bars, and second place in the all-around among the states of Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, West Virginia, Delaware, and Virginia. Natalia was then named to the Region 7 team to compete at the 2023 USA Gymnastics Developmental Program Eastern National Championships in Kissimmee, Florida. Natalia received the highest all-around score for Region 7 in the Junior 6 Division, landing her in 7th place on the East Coast and 13th in the country. The BOCC would like to honor and acknowledge these incredible athletes, coaches, and families for their outstanding dedication, investment, and performance representing Calvert County's athletic dominance statewide and nationally. Red Knights International Firefighters Motorcycle Club recognition. The Red Knights International Firefighters Motorcycle Club is celebrating its 40th year as an organization of past and current firefighters and their families who share a passion for motorcycling and a dedication to serving the community. The members of the Red Knights Maryland have demonstrated their unwavering dedication by raising hundreds of thousands of dollars for various local charities, burn centers, and children through impactful toy drives. The BOCC extend their sincerest appreciation to the Red Knights International Firefighters Motorcycle Club for their charitable actions, which benefit the citizens of Calvert County in the state of Maryland. Poppy Day recognition. At the end of World War I, the American Legion family adopted the poppy as a symbol of freedom and the blood sacrificed by troops in war times. The symbolic use of the poppy comes from the poem In Flanders Fields, which movingly begins, "In Flanders fields the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row," referring to the poppies that sprouted in the churned-up earth of newly dug soldiers' graves over parts of Belgium and France. Poppies are worn and displayed as a symbolic tribute to our fallen and to the future of living veterans and service members. The BOCC proclaim May 26, 2023 be known as Poppy Day in Calvert County to commemorate the sacrifice of service members in our country and in our county. Historic Preservation Month recognition. Since 1973, the United States has celebrated National Preservation Month to recognize the impact preservation has on historic places and communities. Calvert County has 1,371 listings on the Maryland Inventory of Historical Properties, 91 individual properties that have been designated historic districts, and 3 additional properties that have been designated historic landmarks in the town of North Beach. National Preservation Month is designed to encourage residents to go out and visit historic sites that make our communities meaningful places to live. The BOCC proclaimed the month of May 2023 be known as Historic Preservation Month in Calvert County. Public hearing. Department of Community Resources Fiscal Year 24 Community Development Block Grant Application. The Department of Community Resources is coordinating an application to complete engineering work to renovate 85 Main Street, Prince Frederick, Maryland 20678. Previously, $800,000 in CDBG funding was secured for Phase 1. That included acquisition of the property. There is a documented need for an emergency weather shelter due to an inadequate number of beds in local programs. The county's current Project Echo shelter has exceeded available capacity and has limits on serving the chronic homeless with serious mental illness. Instead, these individuals often live in encampments and cars, presenting a health and public safety issue. This also frustrates small business owners. The Department of Community Resources is applying for an additional $605,000 in CDBG funds for Phase 2. Additional funding for day-to-day operations is available through other grant opportunities. No county match is required. After the public hearing and discussion, the BOCC authorized the board president to sign a statement of assurances and certifications and a letter of support, as well as the grant agreement and any corresponding subrecipient agreements, amendments, and reporting documents that are necessary once the grant is approved by DHCD. Department of Public Works Highway Customer Service Budget Adjustment. The Department of Public Works Highway Maintenance originally budgeted for sand and salt used for winter operations in 2022 and 2023. The department received no significant weather events during this season, allowing an opportunity to reallocate $766,000 to maintenance contracted services, which will enable highway maintenance to utilize the additional funds to reduce the highway maintenance repairs requests from customers. After the public hearing and discussion, the BOCC voted to close the record and asked staff to return in 10 days to request adoption and signature of the budget adjustment. Award. Employee Recognition Committee. Team Excellence Award. The Team Excellence Award recognizes employees who have excelled as a group and displayed cooperation and teamwork in support of a common goal or project. The online permitting team worked tirelessly over several years to modernize and streamline the county's permit and inspection process. The Employee Recognition Committee and BOCC wish to recognize the following employees for their Team Excellence Award. Department of Economic Development, Nicole White, Calvert County Health Department, Carrie Antonetti, Matt Cummers, and Kristen Wallow. Department of Planning and Zoning, Colleen Anglin, Kelsey Chavez, Jesse Clark, Kelly Cochran, Jessica Gattano, Joe Hawkshurst, Charlene Johnson, Kate Lockwood, Ronald Marney, Libby Mills, Susan O'Gorman, Rachel O'Shea, Danielle Reel, Beth Ann Rimmer, Katie Strauss, and Jim Yorio. Department of Public Works, John Knopp, Michael Barnes, Emily Matthews, Bob White, Kim Whittington, and Tony Zinn. Soil Conservation District, Ron Babcock, and Jeff Westbrook. Department of Technology Services, Nicholas Hybe, Don Mister, and Amy O'Connor. Employee Recognition Committee Pride and Quality Award. The Pride and Quality Award acknowledges extraordinary job performance that results in greater efficiencies, extraordinary public service, and/or positive impact on the public perception of government. The ERC and BOCC are pleased to recognize Nicholas Hybe, Systems Analyst 1, Don Mister, Land Management Systems Coordinator, and Amy O'Connor, Systems Analyst 2, from the Department of Technology Services. Don and Amy have worked tirelessly to improve our land management system over the last 3 years. Nicholas is a more recent addition, but has already demonstrated a strong work ethic and technical excellence. These 3 employees have demonstrated immense dedication and effort in transforming the system into one that will drive real value for citizens through improved trackability, accountability, and accessibility. Permits issued between January 23, 2022 and March 19, 2022 took an average of 63 days to complete. During that same time frame in 2023, they are now averaging 15 days. Appointment. Stephen Oberg was appointed to the Agricultural Preservation Advisory Board. In a consent calendar, Department of Public Works, credit card and debit card payment option at the Appeal Landfill. Department of Parks and Recreation, Chesapeake Hills Golf Course tobacconist license, correction and renewal to permit the sale of cigars at the golf course. All consent agenda items were adopted as presented. Old business. Department of Community Resources, Emergency Rental Assistance Program, ERAP, Budget Adjustment. Calvert County Government was invited by the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development, DHCD, to apply for Emergency Rental Assistance Program, ERAP funds. To date, Calvert County Government has been approved for $2,089,878 in ERAP 2 funding for rental assistance, utility assistance, other housing-related financial assistance, and housing stability services to people who are homeless or at risk of becoming homeless in accordance with the terms and conditions of the agreement. The ERAP program is scheduled to end June 30, 2023. However, The Department of Community Resources has expended all direct assistance funds in advance of that date, and $96,537 in rent and utility requests remain for May 2023. The Department of Community Resources requested a budget adjustment from American Rescue Plan Act other expenses and ERAP 2 salaries and benefits to address the remaining May 2023 rental and utility requests. After discussion, the BOCC voted and approved the budget adjustment. Department of Finance and Budget, Commissioner FY24 budget changes for the adopted budget. 2 public hearings were conducted. The first one was held March 21st, 2023, and the second was held May 16th, 2023, to present and receive public comment on the staff recommended budget and the County Commissioner's budget for fiscal year FY24. A motion was made during the May 16th, 2023 public hearing to keep the record open until close of business June 5th, 2023. The FY24 budget is scheduled to be adopted June 6th, 2023. In the County Commissioner's FY24 budget, the general fund operating budget was presented at $367,066,318, and staff received direction from the BOCC to increase the Board of Education's fund by $13,400,000 for a total budget of $154,705,251. And add a new Assistant State's Attorney's position to the State's Attorney's Cost Center, totaling $165,224. After discussion, the BOCC approved including the additional items to the County Commissioner's FY24 budget. There is no BOCC meeting next week in observance of Memorial Day. The next regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of County Commissioners is June 6th, 2023 at 10 a.m. That concludes our broadcast. The Calvert County, Maryland Commissioners Reports is a headline news podcast. Stay current with other news in Calvert County by following and liking the Calvert County Government's Facebook page at facebook.com/Calvert County MD, on Instagram at Calvert Broadcast, on YouTube, youtube.com/Calvert County Gov, and our official website, www.calvertcountymd.gov. Thank you.